with our first session of the day, and we have with us Kuldeep and Shubra from Ellicium Solutions, who will today be presenting on solving legal and human resource problems with artificial intelligence. May we have a round of applause for them, please? Thank you so much. So we have Kuldeep. Kuldeep is the founder and CEO of one of the fastest growing big data and artificial intelligence companies in Pune, that is Ellicium Solutions. Kuldeep holds over 17 years of experience in consulting high growth ventures, primarily in analytics and data-driven areas. His primary interests are in big data management, analytics, financial risk management, and machine learning. We also have with us Shubra, who comes with 9 years of experience in areas of business intelligence and machine learning. In the past, she has worked in UK helping large telecom companies with business intelligence. At Ellicium, she is currently leading the artificial intelligence-based product development efforts. I would now request Kuldeep and Shubra to please take over. Thank you.
Thanks, Neha. Okay, so welcome to all of you on behalf of organizers and Ellicium Solutions. One thing I would like to add to what Neha said is that in addition to Ellicium Solutions, I am also founder of 2 other startups which are focused in the area of artificial intelligence for law, and the other one is for AI for HR. And the firm that I started for the law is called as Kuldeep. So I am representing these 3 companies. Great, so it's a weekend morning and starting at 10 o'clock, learning some definitions, data, boring, right? So how many of you are Bollywood fans here? Oh, just handful. Okay. What do you like about this? If not Bollywood, then what do you watch Hindi movies?
Hollywood is taking over.
Okay. Yeah. So AI is more relevant to Hollywood, but have you guys seen this dialogue? What is this dialogue? Very famous. So I'm not referring to the Tariq who spoke at LinkedIn in our session, but so this is a dialogue from the movie Damini, where Sunny Baji was complaining about the injustice that the legal world does to common people. Right? You have to go to courts again and again. So all of us have gone through some kind of experience like this at some point of time. So at Ellicium and at MS Law, what we are doing is helping the overall system derive solutions using artificial intelligence. Part of solutions, I'm not claiming to clean the whole system, but derive part of solutions for the legal problems, but using artificial intelligence. So that's the context we are in. That's about it. I'm not going to talk about Bollywood, so don't raise the point. Okay, so how many of you are currently working in artificial intelligence? Great. It's a very new field, so I'm happy to see your hands. So being techies, rest of you, I'm sure you must be doing a lot of research, a lot of reading about artificial intelligence. And what we hear is a statement of fear. Artificial intelligence may take over the world, or AI may start wars. I don't know if it is true or false. I can't predict it. I'm not at the level where I can predict whether the third world war will be because of AI or not. But we hear a lot of statements of fear. And this happens with any new field that comes up. So when computers started, people feared about it will make a lot of people jobless, which initially happened, but later it proved to be wrong. So with AI also, I'm hoping that we will overcome the initial hurdles, overcome the initial fears, and go to a mature state. And that's what we are engaged in. So what is the real definition of artificial intelligence? So once you overcome the fear, by the way, which is the worst AI incident that you have heard of in the last 2 days? Anybody heard anything? Absolutely. I was there at that point of time. I was not in front of the class, but in the same city. And it was really shocking to see that. But it was more because of a hardware failure than anything wrong with AI. Because the immediate thing I did was, what is the reason? Okay, so what is the definition of AI? So a lot of people have talked about different definitions, and I'm sure all of you know this guy in the right bottom corner, Andrew Ng. Some of us owe our entry into this field to Coursera and to Andrew Ng. So he says AI is the new electricity, or somebody says AI is science of how to get machines do things which are possible only in movies. right? 20 years ago, you would have seen cars, driverless cars in movies, English movies. Now that's becoming a reality. So these are some definitions which are entertaining. But more than that, what definition really appeals to me is this. What does a human brain do? The human brain does the function of seeing things, that is computer vision, hearing and recognizing speech, which is very complex because the way I talk, the way she talks, the way you talk is different. Right? So hearing speech, so that's the second function. And third is processing the language. You are constantly processing what I am talking, you are relating to it, you are inquiring from it. So these are three functions that human brain constantly engages in. Right? And where does it all come together? Decision making. So you all are making decisions in your back of your mind. Some of you are saying, okay, somebody is thinking, okay, so this is a new knowledge for me, let me capture it. Somebody is saying, okay, this is probably not interesting. So you are constantly making decisions. Right? So what you are doing is, what is intelligence? Right? Real is basic thing. But if you do all of this with the help of a computer, that is called as artificial intelligence. So it's a process of making the software see things, listen and understand things, and take decisions from the seeing and understanding and processing of things. That is what is called as artificial intelligence. That's a definition that we refer for artificial intelligence. Anybody heard of Alan Turing? Alan Turing is the father of computers. He was the one who did code breaks in the Second World War. So he gave a very nice definition of artificial intelligence. And very quickly looking at the history of artificial intelligence, the field of AI probably started in the year 1956, which is where there was a conference in UK, where scientists from US and UK got together and they said that we will work on developing a software which can replicate brain. And their prediction was in 20 years there will be computers available to do everything that brain can do. So 1976 is when they predicted that computers will be able to do everything. 60 years down the line, we are not yet there. So it just highlights the challenges. Then came the era of supercomputers and IBM computers. So I'm sure you all have heard of Gary Kasparov being defeated in chess by the IBM's Deep Blue computer, which was a milestone in the artificial intelligence industry actually. Because that's where companies started believing in artificial intelligence being able to really do productive work. That's a major milestone. And now the third milestone is the age of driverless cars, age of robotic processes taking over. So the current age, last 5 or 7 years. Going back, I was referring to Alan Turing. So 1945, Alan Turing actually gave a definition. I will stop how history there. Don't really want to spend more time on it. But Alan Turing gave a good definition. He said that if a third person is watching a computer and a human being performing a task, and if the third person doesn't know whether the task is being done by a computer or a human being, then it means that you are working on artificial intelligence. A very simple definition. No mathematics, no theory. That's a definition we actually deploy at Ellicium, where the ultimate test is that if a person, if a human being cannot identify if the output is produced by a human or by a computer, we are successful. And I'll talk about examples of that. So what is leading to the history of or the growth of artificial intelligence? There are three phenomena. One is big data. This whole conference is about big data. But we are capturing more and more data nowadays. All our movements, all the health trackers, I mean what I do, where I go is tracked by this device every second. Right? That was not available a few years ago. So all that data that was not available in the past is now tracked. So that's one development. The second development is faster computers. What it means is the gigabyte instructions per second, standard way to measure the efficiency of computers, that's growing rapidly. So computers are becoming more and more faster. If you had to spend 1 week doing a particular computation 20 years ago, now probably it takes few seconds. That's the second development. And the third development is advances in machine learning. How many of you are practitioners of machine learning? So those who are writing algorithms day in day out. Okay, so we'll have an interesting talk about machine learning in the wrap-up session today afternoon. But how many of you have been in machine learning for last 15 years? Okay, so I was fortunate to be part of that industry since beginning of my career in 2002. And believe me, the developments in neural networks and some of the deep learning algorithms, even some enhancements in regression have come up literally in last 10 years. And that's because of advancements in computers, and that is what has led to advancements in artificial intelligence. I was listening to a conference, Google conference last week, and they said this is what attributes advancements in machine learning is what attributes the growth of AI, not big data and not faster computers. So these three things are coming together to develop the field of artificial intelligence, and it can be applied anywhere. I'm sure you all know examples. I won't go into examples. So now the topic of legal world. So what are some of the challenges that the legal world is facing? Anybody has had any experiences with legal world, good, bad? Most of them people. Anything you want to share? Quickly in 5 seconds.
Yeah. So it's very changing. So let's take example of court judgment. So every judge has its own way of giving the judgment.
Right.
It's very difficult to infer how a case is different from others.
Absolutely. So it's very difficult to infer how people are different. And in legal world, what happens is the quantum of documents that people have to analyze is huge. You won't imagine. I hope there is no lawyer here in this room, but those who know lawyers, the quantum of documents that they have to analyze is very huge. For a case, the number of documents that they have to analyze might go into thousands at times, just for one case. Okay, and as you said, different judges, different lawyers write the documents differently. So they have to comprehend a lot of legal documents. Then there is a category of people called as junior lawyers or paralegals. The word is not really encouraging. Paralegal sounds similar to parasite, but these are technical people who help lawyers in doing research. And their job is read documents, underline, highlight, find out what is interesting, and pass it on to the real lawyers. It's a very boring work. They are highly paid. They are much more paid than what a technical architect in say Java or big data will be paid. But the work is very boring. The churn of that job is very high. And finding the real legal talent is very difficult. So I have been with clients where they have very senior or very good lawyers, legal minds, doing repetitive work daily, reading documents, that kind of work they are doing every day. So this is about the repetitive nature of work in legal field. The second challenge that legal field faces is managing contracts. Anybody signed any contract? I'm sure you must have. You must have signed a contract when you joined your job. You must have signed a contract when you purchased a home, isn't it? Or you are outsourcing some activity, you must have signed a contract. There are so many contracts that we sign. What is happening is as organizations grow, the volume of contracts keeps on increasing. And managing those contracts becomes difficult. So there are a lot of BPOs or KPOs in India which are managing contracts for clients abroad or clients within India. So that is a very massive work. And these are all things that are making the legal field labor and time intensive, very repetitive work, and at the same time, cost of court judgment, cost of managing a case, or cost of managing a research is increasing. These are some challenges that the legal world is facing. How we are helping to solve, or when I say we, I am referring to AI professionals in general. So how we are helping to solve this problem? Helping lawyers to perform the research, and I will talk about Shubra will talk about the case study of this right away after this. But what is happening is all the research, all the grunt work, repetitive work is being automated by artificial intelligence, and we have a lot of examples of implementing that within this city. And we have made, I shouldn't say this, but we have made a lot of people jobless because of that, because they were doing this manual work and they were replaced by artificial intelligence. So that's one. Secondly, managing contracts by digitization. That's an area where a lot of companies are investing their energy in research. Third is a very interesting area. There is a company in US. What it does is, let's say I am filing a case against her, and the case is coming up for hearing with him as a judge. and if the case is coming up for hearing at 9 o'clock in the morning, it predicts whether I'm likely to win the case or lose the case based on different parameters. Okay? So then I can change my strategy. If I want the case to be done in the afternoon, I can ask for that change, or if I want to change my lawyer, I can do that. It's not there fortunately in India yet, but that's a pretty common application in US. So these are some examples. I won't go into all the examples. These are some examples that artificial intelligence is helping to solve in the field of legal domain. At Ellicium and at Omnes Law, we are helping to solve the first two, which is helping lawyers conduct research and helping the end-to-end contract lifecycle management. These are two areas in which we are helping the legal world to solve their problems. How we are doing this? So these are the problems that we are trying to solve. We are working on helping. When I say trying to solve, we already have successful implementations. I have statistics about how many people we have made jobless. Not something to vouch about, but how many people have been replaced, or what is the efficiency that we have achieved, how we stand compared to research papers. We have those statistics. We talk about it. These are the problems that we are trying to solve. And as I said, I am also founder of a company called Omnes Law, where we have two platforms. One is called Ellicium, which helps in contract abstraction. Contract abstraction is a process related to contract management. We'll talk about it. And there is a product called as Salis. Nothing to do with Sali in Hindi, although I might sound some using some Hindi names, but not related to that. So these are two platforms that we have developed on cloud for solving these two problems. And the underlying framework of that, so this all requires underlying artificial intelligence engine. And that artificial intelligence engine is called as Gadfly, which is what we have developed at Ellicium. So we have this underlying AI engine, which is a plug and play, drag and drop kind of workflow engine. On top of it, there are two separate platforms developed. Okay. So this is how we are helping to solve the problems in the legal world. Talking quickly about Gadfly, how many of you have worked on ETL or SAS or these kind of tools? Any ETL or any SAS? Many of you, right? So Gadfly is a drag and drop mechanism where you can, if you want to automate the task of reading the document and categorizing it, you can drag and drop the document types, you can drag and drop the way in which you want to categorize the documents, and you can specify who you want to send the results, and you can configure the algorithms. So it's a drag and drop workflow mechanism. Using that, we have developed these two engines. Okay. So at this point, I would like to just pause for a minute, and if you have any questions, any thoughts, you can take those before going on. Sure. That's a very good question. So how do you compare Ellicium with iCertis? iCertis is a leading company in the field of contract lifecycle management. They are more into Aptus and iCertis, both of them. They are number one and number two. They are more into managing contracts from the time you create contract. We are more into, if you already have a contract which is lying in your cupboard somewhere, how do you reverse engineer that contract and digitize it? So we start from a time which was before digitization. They start from the point of digitization. That's one difference. And the second difference is we are also into areas such as risk management. So if I sign a contract with Kaushik, and if the contract says that year on year I'm going to pay him 100% increase in the fees, it's a big risk for me, for my organization. I'm going to be paying him 100% rise. So my superiors in my organization will not come to know about it unless they read the contract, right? So we have mechanisms by which we analyze the risk in the contract and create triggers on it. So risk management and digitalization of contracts. So we are more of contract management from an AI perspective rather than workflow perspective. Although workflow is there, and if you want to see a demo, we have a demo available. So that's the difference.
You explained that the lawyers are doing utility.
Hello, my name is Amar. You explained that lawyers are doing repetitive job by doing case summarization. So, was there any solution from your company or any?
We are going to talk. You are asking about solution, right?
Yeah.
We are going to talk about it in the next slide. So hold on to the question for a minute. I think we can just move on.
I think I can explain your question. So legal research. So legal research. What is this legal research and why are we trying to address this problem? Laws change every day, and there are a lot of lawyers who have to keep track of these changes to understand if these changes, these updates are relevant to their cases. So there's a sizable number of lawyers doing this work, and you can imagine that this task will be error prone, it is tedious. So in one of the applications for Gadfly, we have automated this process. So, as you can see in the first instance, the list of websites, we have given a list of websites that we go through. The application goes through all the websites on the list and understands what are the updates.
These are the websites that the government puts their notices or justifications on the internet. Not as India also is very advanced in that. So these are the websites that she is talking about.
So we use robotic process automation to understand the underlying changes. We download these changes. We scrape the URLs, not just the ones which are updated, the ones around these updates, so to understand the context. Then all these updates are available in different formats. You can see PDF, doc, any format. So we need to convert this to a uniform text format for understanding by machine. So once we have that with us, here some of you may be familiar with text analytics processes. So we are removing the stop words, we are doing normalization, we are doing tokenization, and we are also doing feature extraction using TF pages. So these are the various text analytics techniques that we are applying to the text to understand, rewrite the information from this text. Next comes the actual part where the documents are classified. Now, every update, whether it is applicable to that section of the law that the lawyer is looking at, is understood by the algorithm. So we are using classification algorithms like SVL, name-bells, etc. So for understanding the relevancy of the documents. So we basically classify the documents into relevant or non-relevant. So, and then we have these, so every document that has gone through the application is section, is in the relevant section, whether it's corporate law, managed law, taxation law. So this particular implementation, one of the applications that we have done for legal services firm, it's a leading legal services firm in the US, they saved over $1 million over a period of 3 years. So this was quite a successful implementation for us.
Just to talk more about that, this was a company where they had a team of 20 to 25 lawyers doing all this research work every day, and now the work is done by one person. For last 1 year, they have just one person who is a lawyer but more of a technician as a computers person. He does all this work of running the software and sending the updated documents to the actual lawyers. So replace 20 people for a few years. That's how the $1 million saving comes from. Okay. We are classifying the documents. The next part is summarizing the documents, where that's the next part that we are working on, where if you have a 10-pager document, you have to summarize the document into just 1 or 2 paragraphs, so that the actual lawyer, the person who stands in the court, can get a gist of what is the document. That's the next part.
Everything based on the textual data, not the image recognition.
It is image also. Lot of it is images. So we do OCR also as a part of this activity. And of course there are challenges because in the Indian case, now this implementations, most of them have been in US. There is one Indian that we are doing right now, and we are getting into issues where the scanned images uploaded by Indian courts on the internet are not so good. So those issues are there, but in US those issues are not good. But we can handle, and we are handling images. Okay, so the next topic is contract abstraction. So this is where I was talking about. So contracts are generally in PDF format. When I sign a contract as a part of the company, I just print it and somebody scans it and keeps it. So we went into a leading Indian business house, very big, all of you know that company. They have 70,000 contracts stored in cupboards and they don't know what those cupboards contain. So our job starts at getting those contracts, reverse engineering those contracts, which includes scan the contracts, get it into an image format, from the image format to OCR. OCR, for those who are not aware, it's converting images into text. And then once it is converted into text, we apply paragraph tagging, where if a contract is 5-pager contract, each paragraph we tag it saying what topic it is talking about. So we classify the paragraphs into different topics, and once it is classified, we apply expert rules. So when I say expert rules, we have few lawyers on our board, and we have created a set of rules which, when executed on a paragraph, exactly extract the point that we want. For example, if a paragraph is talking about payment terms in the contract, the experts will go and extract that particular portion of the contract. And once that is done, we can send the data to contract management system, which is something like iCertis that you are talking about. We have our own contract management system called as Ellicium. Or you can create a CSV file and upload into whatever database you want. We also have connectors to SAP, so you can directly upload into SAP as well. So from physical contract, a printed document, all the way to entries into your SAP or Salesforce. That's what we are into.
One question.
We can, because we are running short of time and I've been told to cut down the overall time, we can take questions in the end if time permits. Hope you don't mind, or we can talk about it in the end. Because I've been asked to cut down the time by 10 minutes. Sorry for that. So moving on to human resource problems, the gist of problems is very similar there, where the work is very repetitive. Recruiters do the same work. Recruiters is one of the, and those who are recruiters in this room don't feel offended, but recruiters is considered to be one of the most low-end job in the IT industry. Okay? People who do same work without really applying their intelligence. That's what industry says. That's not my opinion. So it's the same work doing day in and day out, not adding any intelligence. And recruitment industry works on a very thin margin. Recruitment companies run on 5% margin, which is very less. So we are trying to automate that process and add intelligence to it, which is what we are, how the HR field is enriched by artificial intelligence. We are trying to automate the field of recruitment and getting people on board. So that's one thing we are doing. Interestingly, I would like to point your attention to the third point, which is automating the process of finding the right candidates. What we are doing there is, let's say I want to interview 100 candidates. So there are some platforms which let you conduct interviews through video. Anybody used any such platforms? So there's a company called Talscout. I'm aware about one. There might be few more. What it does is, you can create questions, and based on the difficulty level of a question answer, it actually changes the questions, and the candidate can record his interview, and the video is recorded and sent back to the platform. So the platform stops there. What we are doing there by artificial intelligence is using the speech-to-text plugins. We are converting the interview answers into text, and then on top of it, we are applying AI to find out how the answer given by the candidate, how close it is to the model answer, and then ranking it or giving the output to the recruiter. So the whole process of recruitment, right from the moment I, as a project manager, I say I want to have a Oracle DBA. From there till an email is sent to the candidate, we are working on automating that entire process. So
very quickly, looking to solve this type of process. What we are doing in this implementation is, say we come across a job description. Every recruiter is going to interpret the job description differently. So if we have, say, we are looking for Python developers with machine learning technology, then every recruiter has his own way of judging what the requirement is about. So in this platform, we are trying to standardize, remove the subjectivity, remove the bias of the recruiter. We are using standardized methods to understand what is the actual requirement. So we take out the technical requirements, the functional requirements, domain, experience, etc. And basically we reconstruct the what we are additionally doing is we are enhancing the job description. We are telling the recruiter, you are looking for a Python developer. Yes, you're right you're on the right track, but you also like that. So we are enhancing the job description. Of course, it's up to the recruiter's discretion to use that information on paper. He's on the right track with that job description. We are also then searching on the portals, job portals, social media, technology platforms, getting the consolidated result for the recruiter to work. We are also using market intel. With what is market intel? Basically, it's the hiring trends, what is the skill sets in different cities, what is available, then what is the compensation package for the job requirement. All this is enhancing the recruiter's experience for understanding the job description. We are also stack ranking whatever result set that we have derived. So we have a profile, 100 profiles for that requirement. We stack rank each one of those profiles against the requirement. So that the recruiter has an understanding of the priority of the profiles that he has. We complete the process by using chatbots for automating the communication. And after that, we have the Kuldeep and
So what she described is the process of scanning resumes and finding out who is the right candidate for you. And then comes the process that I talked about, which is a latest thing that we are working on, where the interviews given by candidates, and this is still in beta mode, where the candidate interviews are recorded, converted to text, and then we are using that for ranking the candidates. So this is the overall platform, which starts with I realizing I require Oracle DBA, and ending up with answers from a candidate and rank with respect to my requirement. So this is an example of artificial intelligence in the recruitment industry. So just to conclude, we have had a lot of war stories in artificial intelligence. We are fortunate to work on AI some time ago. I mean, we have been in this field for quite some time, and there are a lot of wins, there are a lot of losses, there are a lot of things that we have done. This is a summary of all of that. AI can be applied anywhere, right from opening a door or classifying a document or deciding what next topic you should learn, all the way till should I switch off a particular machine which will switch off the entire electricity in this building. Those kind of decisions. So AI can be applied anywhere. Don't go with a fixated mindset that AI can be applied only in certain places. Domain experience is the key. Very, very, very important. So we had seen examples where companies with no domain expertise in a field fail miserably at AI. So that's why we focus on certain fields only. We have lawyers on our board, we have HR professionals, and that's why we are into these two fields when it comes to AI. Because at some point of time, the machine has to think like a human being. And for that, you need the domain expert. You need people who have spent 20, 25 years in that field to help you. So don't get into AI if you don't understand the business. AI is not about machine learning, AI is not only about big data, it is about human brain. AI needs maintenance, that's a very important point. One of our clients said, okay, you have replaced 15 people in my team with AI. Now I don't need to see a human being in my factory ever. That's wrong. You need maintenance. AI needs a lot of maintenance. You need to tune the algorithms, you need to train the algorithms, you need to verify if the results are right or wrong. So AI does need maintenance. If you are getting into a client who is expecting to work with zero maintenance, you are not talking to the right person. AI does cut down the workforce, but not to zero. 10% of the workforce has to be there in different shape or form. And last but not least, start small. Don't try to automate the whole thing. This recruitment workflow that we just talked about, we didn't start the entire process. We started small. We just started with reading resumes and classifying resumes. And that has not grown into the entire platform. So start small and then add on top of it. These are some war stories of artificial intelligence that we have experienced in the last 5-6 years. If you want to know more about any of these, please visit our booth. We have some of these available in live demo. Some of these we need to schedule the demos on demand basis. But please visit our booth if you want to know more about any of this. Thank you. So I interrupted you for questions. So if the organizers permit, I am open for questions. Sure, it's up to you. Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, we're really sorry to cut down on the Q&A part. Like I said, they have a booth outside, so any one of y'all would have any questions with them, y'all can please meet them at the booth. We'll also shortly be starting with the second session that is happening in Inspire 2. The topic for which is serverless data warehouse. warehouses with Google Cloud Platform.